What's going on YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about I Am Batman #2. This issue was written by John Ridley, and it continues off the events of the previous issue of I Am Batman #1. So Jace Fox was just kind of getting started into his role as Batman. Now, I did have some gripes with the first issue of I Am Batman, saying that it really kind of, this whole series so far, I feel like it really needed a stronger foundation. I guess that's the whole Batman Second Son thing, but it's kind of tough to figure out like a good starting point for the character of Jace, since he's rather newer. He was there in Future State, which was kind of jumped ahead a little, middle of the run. Then we kind of have to go back and read that Second Son thing. If you try and jump right into I Am Batman, it doesn't really give you a good sense of who the character is right away, so you have to kind of like figure things out and try and put things together. And it was, in terms of the timeline with this whole Fear State thing, it was a little bit confusing to try and figure out where things were at. There was also some complaints I had about how it spoke of the original Batman, and I'm also just trying to figure out why he wants to become Batman if he has an issue with the symbol. In fact, there's a point in this issue where, remember the previous one, he's trying to say, hey, I'm Batman, I'm real. But then as this issue comes to a close, he unmasks himself. Do I look like Batman to you? Then why are you dressed up like him? It's kind of one of those things where I'm like, do you really even want to be Batman? Or do you just want to take the name and just kind of create your own thing with it? Or you could be like your brother Luke Fox, who went on to become Batwing and is kind of his own hero. So I'm still confused why he wants to become Batman of all things, especially during this time period where he even unmasks himself, and kind of a pretty funny sequence, if I'm being honest, where he's like, do I look like Batman to you? That was kind of funny, and the horror on the guy's face, like, it could be kind of interpreted into two different ways. So that was kind of funny. That was kind of the one joke, or I guess, I don't know if it's intended to be a joke, but that's kind of the one moment of the issue, like, okay, that's kind of entertaining. But basically, at the end of the last issue, Anarchy was shot, and by a whole gang trying to take down the whole thing called the Moral Authority. And you have this villain known as Seer, who is the anti-Oracle, if you're reading some of the other Fear State tie-ins, which, that's still, I'm just like, it's kind of like something that's just up and dropped in this title right here. There's no real build-up to it. I guess he just kind of already knows who Seer is. I don't know how that works unless I missed something. But you have that. You have this whole Moral Authority with these secret shadow organizations, people buying into the conspiracy theories and all that, which, to be fair, there is some merit to that. At least in the DC universe, we have all sorts of shadowy organizations. You have the entire League of Shadows. You have the Leviathan group. There's a lot of secret, shady, evil things. Oh, you have the Court of Owls also kind of running things too. So you do have a lot of secret societies that secretly run things and manipulate the masses. Those are stories that have been told within the DC universe countless times. So it makes sense why a lot of individuals would try to believe that. But now you have those who are just saying they're part of the Moral Authority, and they're just the ones who are going to enact justice. There's some pretty good action here. I think the art's a lot stronger in the first issue 1 and issue 2. Issue 0 was still kind of the weak point for this, but there's definitely some really visceral action, definitely like a strong bloody violence in this one compared to most. So I like the bits like that. Even he takes the knife and he just stabs them in the leg. And there's some pretty cool shots of Jace in his batsuit. On top of that, you had one of the people who shot Anarchy, who's being brought up on these charges. And one of the cops, we have Detective Whitaker, and we have Detective Chubb. Whitaker takes a little bit of sympathy on the kid because he sees that he was kind of manipulated into this situation. But Chubb doesn't like this at all. In fact, she says, you're soft on masks, but you feel for a civvy who actually kills one doesn't deserve sympathy just because he's a cute white kid. If he were a young black kid, hold up, that's not fair. And then she brings up white privilege and all that stuff, which will definitely set some people off reading this thing. A lot of people just kind of roll their eyes and groan. So if you're one of those people, prep yourself for that. I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to get into that whole debate here in this video, because no matter what you say or don't say, you're gonna just deal with shit in the comments. So I'm just gonna kind of brush that to the side and move on to the next part. So Jace is off trying to figure out this criminal Arkadine. He's trying to like figure out what's going on with the whole Seer and anti-Oracle thing, and he's gonna try and do something to take things down. Meanwhile, Renee Montoya is working with Tanya Fox to try and be there to defend this kid who shot Anarchy. And it's like, okay, so the people so your husband funds the Magistrate, is behind the whole anti-masks situation here. And meanwhile, like, this kid who was just kind of manipulated by the masses to enact this thing is the only one who takes the fall for all this, while you have the Magistrate out there who's like this police force that's going in there and trying to take down the masks. Yeah, that's it. She doesn't think it's kind of fair for this kid, but it's kind of a morally gray area there. So that's kind of the interesting part about it. And then you have Jace, who comes in here. And the best part of the whole issue is just the art right here, where he goes and takes down this gang. And one of the guys doesn't feel threatened by the whole thing. And he's like, yeah, the Batman doesn't kill. Do I look like the Batman? Who the fuck are you? I'm the guy who will snap your neck and drag your carcass from one side of Gotham to the other. What's that do for you? So that, to me, is the best part of this whole issue. That kind of sets him apart from the main Bruce Wayne Batman, where he's like, no, I'm going to murder you in horrific ways. At least he's using a fear tactic there. I thought that was really funny. So you could kind of interpret this guy's reaction in two ways. But at the same time, now everyone's going to realize that, oh, there's actually two Batman going on. Now he's saying, do I look like the Batman? Because it says I am Batman. Okay, then what are you? You're saying, do I look like Batman? You're clearly establishing that you're not the Batman that everyone knows, but you're saying I am Batman. It's a bit of an identity crisis here. Like, it's kind of sending me mixed messages while I'm reading this thing. Like, why would you you had the mask on, so you should have just kind of kept it to that if you're trying to remain mysterious. But now you're taking the mask off, and now you're showing these people, hey, I'm one of the two Batman that's out there, but I'm not. I am Batman. It's kind of a confusing thing. It's kind of the issue I have with the whole two Robins going on simultaneously. You had Tim Drake, who was saying, I'm Robin, Damian's Robin, is he Robin, am I not Robin, yada yada yada. But Tim's now going by Red Robin, which makes me think of the burger place. So thanks Tim for that. So you got that going on here, and you have this here, and basically the issue kind of ends with this criminal organization ready to go out into the street. They realize the fact that there's two Batmans going on, and they're going to go out to take them down. So that's the issue in a nutshell. It's kind of an okay issue, all things considered. I thought that last bit where he just unmasks himself was really funny. So that to me was at least pretty entertaining, and you at least get some carnage in there with this Batman really kind of setting himself apart with, sticking knives in people's legs and just kind of really aggressive, almost reminding me of like the Batman vs Superman Ben Affleck Batman that's just really pissed off and rage fueled like the entire time. Now the Bruce Wayne Batman has definitely been rage fueled from time to time, but Jace is at least like trying to threaten criminals like, oh, you think that Batman's soft? Wait till you see my Batman. I'm going to go even more extreme than him. So y'all better clean this shit up or I'm going to come after you. So I like that. I like how he's really kind of showing this much more vengeful side to him. It definitely sets him apart from Bruce Wayne's Batman. But still, if he's trying to patch himself off as the Batman, then why is he trying to showcase that he's not the Batman? It's a bit of an identity crisis thing going on there, and maybe the next couple issues will dive into that more and try and, distinguish why he made that choice. So that should be kind of interesting. But overall consensus, I thought this issue itself was okay. Outside of really that one bit where Jace unmasks himself, nothing all that exciting or interesting really stood out to me. I just thought, like I said, it's just kind of been okay. And I'm still just trying to figure out why he wants to be Batman at this point. If he's trying to establish he's Batman, then he's not. It's kind of a bit of an identity crisis thing. I wish he would have just, at this point, taken over for Bruce Wayne. That's the thing, too, because Bruce Wayne is still active as Batman, so I'm just wondering why he's trying to just copy him, but also try and do his own thing with the symbol rather than just becoming his own unique hero. Probably because it wouldn't sell as much. That's the explanation I'm going to go with. So, yeah, I feel like maybe if John really had like his own DC universe to play around with, not kind of tied into this whole fear state thing, if he had like an Earth 2 or something, I think he really could have fleshed out a story a little bit more, not have to worry so much about like Bruce Wayne being there active, because when you have two Batman active simultaneously, it doesn't really work as well for me. There really should just be kind of one Batman. Either it's Bruce Wayne or somebody else is totally taken over at that point. And if you're going to have someone take over, we've already had other characters who are much more connected to Bruce that I feel like would be the better choices to take over than kind of a newer character like Jace Fox. Luke Fox would have been a better choice. Duke Thomas, Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Damian Wayne, Tim Drake, Terry McGinnis. Well, Terry isn't really in this version of Earth right now. Even Cass would have been cool to take on a Batmantle of sorts. But yeah, I mean, we'll see if Jace kind of wins me over. As of right now, he's just been kind of okay as a character based on what I've read. Maybe I got to go back and read Second Son. But I really feel like I Am Batman #0 should have been a good starting point for a lot of readers because you're trying to launch a whole new title. You really should kind of maybe reiterate who this character is and such. I don't know, since it's kind of up in the air. But anyways, what did you think of I Am Batman #2? Definitely mixed emotions for me with this thing. The art is pretty cool too, so if you're into that, if you're into the story, then let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. Be sure to come back tomorrow, as I'm going to be playing catch up on some more Fear State tie-in comic books. I think I'll try and catch up on either Catwoman or Harley Quinn first, and then from there, we'll just move on to the other books that are coming out this week, and hopefully by this upcoming week, I'll be all caught up with the whole Fear State tie-in stuff, and we'll be good to go. All right, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.